Good afternoon, and here we have a dissected flower. I'm not sure what species it is, but it has yellow petals. As we can see here, we can see the filament and the anther, which makes up the stamen, and we have the lovely yellow petals. And here we have the dissected. Oh, we can see it a bit better here. We can see in the center the stigma style and ovary. Inside the ovary is the ovules. That's the equivalent of the female gamete. And the pollen, which is released in the anther, is the male gamete. And when the pollen is transferred by an insect to the stigma, hopefully of a different plant or a different flower of the same species, then the pollen grain will release a pollen tube which travels down from the stigma all the way down the style, all the way down to the ovary, which contains the ovules, and then the pollen nucleus will travel down the pollen tube, down the style, all the way to the ovary, and will fertilize an ovule. Thus a seed is formed, and the ovary can turn into fruit. This is quite marvelous and rather interesting. There's the filament and the anther. The anther releases the pollen, which is covered or will attach itself to an insect, usually a bee, and that bee will fly to another flower of the same species, and hopefully the pollen on the bee will get attached to the stigma of the other flower, and fertilization can eventually take place. How interesting. Cheers, goodbye.